So Tikehau is actually based in Paris, but an international fund. So the Asian operations were set up in 2014, and numerous investments have been made since that. So it's the familiarity with the Singapore market was one. The second one was, as part of our regular private equity activities, we were seeing numerous companies wanting to go public. And they were really, top-class companies. So while we were looking at those companies through our normal investment activities, the consultation paper from the SGX came out for SPACs. And we had a chance to look at that very closely and contribute some ideas to that. Fast forward to, I think, September 2021, the final rules came out.
Okay.
And we felt the rules were very attractive. Very good balanced rules, guardrails to protect investors. At the same time, enough incentives for sponsors to do deals, as well as for company founders to take advantage of going public through this route.
Did you compare and contrast Hong Kong versus Singapore while you were making that decision to come east side?
At the time, Hong Kong wasn't there. So we didn't compare necessarily with Hong Kong at that point of time. But to be frank, our focus is much more on this part of the world, in Southeast Asia. So it made logical sense to look at the Singapore regime very closely. I mean, our Asian headquarters are based here in Singapore. So it was a logical extension of that.
Okay. You're targeting tech-enabled businesses over 2 years. So that's your window. But I wonder, how interesting would the opportunity be at this stage when everybody's talking about sky-high valuations? Where is it that you'd look for value in this environment?
Being in the investment business ourselves, so we think we can separate the wheat from the chaff, if you know what I mean. So we feel quite confident that we should be able to find the right acquisition candidate.
But there's a lot of money chasing a lot of deals.
That is true. But you have to focus on what you know well. You have to focus on the market cap of companies that you're familiar with and comfortable with.
So what do you know well, and what is your target market cap?
So the sectors that we are focused on are fintech, consumer tech, prop tech, med tech, health tech, whatever you wish to call it, and digital services. So this is a group of subsectors that we are focused on. Looking for businesses that are, the reason to exist. The business proposition itself is already established. It's more a question of using technology to scale up the business, to disrupt the business, perhaps disrupt the sector. So those are the kind of companies we're looking at. In terms of market cap, I would say I'd give a broad range because obviously that's subject to discussion, negotiations as you go along. I would say broadly speaking, 750 million to 1.6 billion is the market cap range we are looking at. Obviously, we're doing a 150 million IPO, so there would be a follow-on pipe. As you may know, the sponsors have put in an unconditional FPA, a forward purchase agreement, to contribute 40 million to any pipe that's done. So obviously that shows that the transaction size will be perhaps larger than just the 150 million being put to use.